Landon DuPont of Calgary.
It's Michael Misa on the power play with a move. Wassley the shot, scores!
For the hat trick, McKenna, he scores. Roll the highlight reel.
Schaefer with a shot, scores! Matthew Schaefer.
A lot of the focus, at least at number one early on, has been on James Higgins.
What's going on, guys? We got episode 5 here of the Brady Films Prospects podcast. Huge weekend in minor hockey. 2 big events went down: Circle K Classic and the Marlies Holiday Invitational. I guess we'll jump right into it here. Circle K. Big event here, Ryan, if you want to talk about what it is a little bit.
It's the biggest U18 tournament, I think.
Are
there any events that compete with it?
Maybe like the TELUS Cup, but that's only Canada. That's like the best team in Canada, and that's at the end of the year. But it's I think
from each province or whatever.
Yeah, but this is like 20 of the best teams from all around Canada, and then I think like 5 or 6 the best teams from the US.
Yeah. So basically a pretty big U18 tournament. A lot of the top teams and basically every top team in Western Canada comes, and then a few other exceptions. But a lot of good American schools are there. But yeah, man, you want to talk about the top scores a little bit?
I mean,
got some things to talk about.
First, we got to talk about Maddox Schultz. This kid's unreal. 2010 born. Absolutely lit up the Circle K Classic. He's a 2010. He was playing against 07 and 08s.
Even some 06s.
Yeah, even some what do you call that when they reclass?
Well, in the US, U18 is 06, 07.
Yeah, I guess. So anyway,
some of those American teams definitely had 06s and 07. So to 4 years older than him.
Playing up to 4 years up. He lit up the tournament. Had a 6-point game, and he had 12 points in 5 games. So, I mean, this kid's a stud.
Yeah, he's so good.
So good. That's insane. And he's not going up against bad U18. He's going against the best U18 teams in North America. Yeah. And I mean, what was it? It was the quarterfinal when he was playing with the Pens Elite.
Yeah, so I just pulled up the Pens roster, and they have majority 07 on their team, but they've got a handful of 06s. So you got to think about it. He's playing up against kids who are 3 and 4 years older, and he had 4 goals and 2 assists, which is just insane to think about. The fact that he's going there, obviously he's speculated for exceptional status already. I hate to spread the rumors or anything, but everyone knows it, especially after this weekend. He really lit it up. He kind of proved to the people why it should be him, and why he's in the discussion. But comes out and all right, so I'll tell him my perspective of it. So I look at the game, they're down 6-3 with 5 minutes left. I'm like, he has 3 points already. He has 3 points. So I'm like, oh, that stinks. They're gonna lose, whatever. Tournament's done early. Put my phone down for 25 minutes, go out to my car. I look at my phone. I check the score. I go on Instagram and I see his team posting they post 7 stories. So I'm like, what happened? So then I exit Instagram, go to the thing, and they got. I look down and it's a 7-6 final in overtime. I scroll down. Maddox Schultz 4 goals, 2 assists. I'm just
yeah,
bro, are you kidding me?
The overtime winner too.
Overtime winner, tied it with 0.5 seconds left. Basically the puck just got shot at him. From the video that I saw, that's what it looked like. And
they don't ask how many though. I mean, who cares?
Well, how many is 4? Which is just ridiculous. But the stream cut out for the last goal, his last goal and the overtime winner. I got footage of the last 2 that no one had on video, and I posted them. So if you want to see them, go on my Instagram. But
yeah, that was unreal. Anyway, he also ended up winning Circle K Classic Most Valuable Player. The last 2 people who won it last year was Landon DuPont, and then the year before that was. So pretty good company there. I think Landon DuPont probably won it. Playing 2 years up, right? Last year.
Yeah, he's in the same position as Maddox, so he's playing against kids who are 2, 3, and 4 years older. So,
And then
I mean,
Gavin, I think Gavin might have won it when he was with Rink.
no, Saha.
Okay. Yeah, but still, so crazy good company. I mean, the last 3 Circle K Classic MVPs have been nuts. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for him.
Yeah, just overall winning that as a 14-year-old is just spectacular. Just
Yeah.
really put his name out there. I think that a good amount of people knew who he was going to the weekend, but after this weekend and that performance, I feel like his name was all over the place on Saturday night.
Yeah, he was like number 5 trending on Elite Prospects, so that's crazy. All right, moving on here. I guess we'll talk about some of the top guys who I guess lit it up in the tournament point-wise. Ryan, if you kind of want to take it away.
Yeah, moving off of Maddox, his teammate Jonas Syvertson had 8 goals in 5 games. He started the tournament off with a 4-goal game, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty solid. He's an 08. He started the year in the dub and then came back down to U18. He's in a line with Maddox now. They lit it up. He's really, really good. Big kid. He's like 6'3", maybe. So
Yeah.
good weekend for him. And then other than that, obviously the Shattuck guys. You could see Donovan, Katz, and Jones all had good weekends. I don't know if they're a line or not.
Maybe.
I would guess more, to be honest with you, but
yeah, we got Alex Donovan on this podcast coming to talk about kind of the win, so maybe we can ask him on their line. Also, Eli Johnson, I'm guessing he plays with Maddox.
He's a D-man.
Oh, he's a D-man. Anyway, he had 8 assists.
Yeah, he's really good.
So
he had 2 or 3 assists in that game where Maddox had 6 points.
Yeah,
so,
a lot of guys. I mean, 20 points, 17 points. Yeah. Shattuck guys lit it up.
Points in 6 games is ridiculous.
Yeah, Donovan too with 10 goals is averaging over a goal a game.
Yeah, that Shattuck team is really good. The other kid right there, Quinn McKenzie too, Penn State commit, I believe. Good weekend for him. Moving down a little bit, another D-man who's really good, Kyle Heger. He's a stud.
10 assists
next year.
Yeah, these guys are all 07, 08, and then look up here, 2010. Majority, and then 109, 109. Plays, was it Okotoke? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think so. Who's that? Halat? Yeah, he's really good. He had 3 goals, 2 assists in his first game to start the tournament. So
that's impressive too. All right, moving on here. Shattuck basically ran through everyone. They had a semifinal win against Nax, which was the number 2 ranked U18 team in Canada. They beat them 7-2 or 7-1, I think, in the semis. And then
7-3 was versus Nax.
7-3 it was. So that's the number 2 team in Canada. They beat them 7-3. I don't really remember who would they play in the finals.
The finals we've got.
It was maybe a team from Calgary
International Hockey Academy.
They were ranked top 10 in Canada for U18 teams. So still
the crazy part. They played them as their first game of the tournament, and they won 9-3.
Yeah, so Shattuck basically rolled through everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Kind of expect it, though. Not going to lie to you.
Yeah, I mean, just a wagon of a team. Look at them here.
They go there and expecting to win, and they won. So
yeah. So obviously big weekend there. Yeah. Moving on here. I forgot to mention we got Charlie Marada coming on with Don Mills to talk about the Marlies tournament they won last week, and then
champions.
Talk about the Circle K Classic. They're winning a bit. But yeah, moving on here, we got the Marlies tournament. It's a U16 event, one of the biggest ones in Ontario leading up to the OHL draft. All the best Ontario teams were there, except for the Toronto Titans. They didn't do this one. But Don Mills Flyers were there. Huron Perth, who won the Silver Stick, was there. Red Wings were there. Barrie Colts were there. Little Caesars for America was there. Yeah, tons of good teams. Don Mills ended up taking the win. They rolled through everyone at the Marlies tournament. Their round robin, 1 goal allowed, 24 goals for. So they just rolled through everyone. They ended up beating JRC in the finals 3-0. As you can see on the scoreboard there on the screen. And the Marlies beat them in the Silver Stick quarterfinal in overtime. So they got a little revenge there. But yeah, definitely a good tournament points wise. The Russian Alexander, how do you say his last name?
I think it's Sementsov.
Sementsov or Semsonov? He lit up.
Sementsov. But either way,
Yeah.
gotta learn his name now because he's lighting this up. He lit up WSI. I think he was like third in the scoring at WSI.
Yeah, and I think because he's been playing in Ontario for like 2 years, he's eligible for the draft. So, going to be a top pick in the O draft this year. Yeah, 5 goals, 6 assists for 11 points in 4 games. Benjamin Veach, we talked about him in the Silver Stick episode. Again, lit up this tournament. I mean, this guy's going to be a top pick in the Q draft. He 4 games played, 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points. Then Max Bratton, I think he's eligible for the Q, but he's also American, so he's got dual. He put up 10 points as well. Kieran Rayner on Niagara, 9 points. He played a year up last year, his second year. And then Cannon Thibodeau, also one of the guys that got dual citizenship. He put up 9 points. Another guy we haven't really talked about, Brock Chitteroni. He's also definitely going to be in the top 5 of this year's OHL draft. He put up 8 points. So, yeah. Great tournament.
Cam Warren, too. Gotta talk about him. He's in.
Oh, yeah. Cam Warren, yeah, also going to be probably in the top 5 there. He put up 8 points, 1 goal, 7 assists. So
pass first player.
Yeah, pass first guy, I guess. But yeah, big win for Don Mills, and I guess we'll hear what Murata has to say about it more in the episode. But right now we got prospects of the week. It's basically where I picked 2 Canadians, 1 minor hockey, 1 major junior from Canada, and Ryan picked same from America. I mean, this week I had to go with Maddox for my minor hockey player of the year. There's really not much to me said. For my major junior player, I got Beckett Seneca. He lit up the OHL. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, he could have been lighting it up in Ottawa at the World Juniors, but that's all I'm going to say. I'm pretty bummed.
Yeah, I want to talk about Hockey Canada after this. We're going to do a bonus discussion. We're going to talk about Hockey Canada because they need to be discussed.
Yeah.
My prospects of the week, on the other hand, Nolan Fitzhenry. He's had a great start to the year. Played for Shattuck U16. I think he's got like 60-something points, maybe. Hold on, let me pull this up.
He's a 2009 born, right?
Yeah, he's an 09. He's playing. He's got 67 points in 36 games.
So he's playing a year up too. So
yeah, 2 years up. No, yeah, 1 year up.
U16 in America. That's like 08 and 07, or no, just 08.
Just 08. Just 08.
Yeah, just 08. So he's playing a year up.
Yeah. So
some of the teams.
He's playing a year up. He's got 67 points in 36 games, 37 goals. So he's averaging over a goal per game, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I remember watching him in the Philly tournament with you on the Blades.
He had 20 points in WSI.
He's in Philly this summer. So yeah, he's obviously nasty. Somewhere on the national development team there.
I feel like he's got to be a lock. It's got to be a lock. But moving on, we got none other than James Hagan's presumped number 1 pick for the WHL, for the NHL draft coming up this upcoming year. He's got 8 points in 5 games so far, World Juniors. He's +7, so really good show from him. Going in, it was kind of like, I feel like the World Juniors is not your last test, but it's very big for these draft eligible guys.
Yeah,
big. If you light it up, you could definitely shoot your draft stock up a lot. And if you're, not performing as well as you probably should be, it's probably not gonna be the best for your draft stock. But for a guy like him who's presumptive number 1, he's got 8 points in his first 5 games. It's definitely a good look for him. So can't really complain.
He's been his whole line too has been lighting it up. That's a good
I think Perot was a bit quiet. And then last game he had 3 assists last game. So
I mean, I thought maybe you're gonna go with Hudson again. He played so good against the Canada game on in New Year's there. He had a
Yeah,
snipe. And then
double up though. You gotta get new players here.
you see when Cole sniped against Canada, and then he did like the I can't hear you.
Oh,
Sally.
that's fire. That's elite.
I was just sitting on my couch. Actually, I was at the PW game with my girlfriend. I was just watching on my phone. I was like, yeah, shut the game off.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's if I were you too. Anyway, let's talk about Canada, man. Do you want to shed out your thoughts? You want to dish your thoughts out?
Yeah, I mean, last episode, if you guys didn't watch that one, me and Ryan made a little deal. I posted on TikTok too. I said I was confident after the loss Latvia, Canada was going to take home the gold, and he's like, no, I think USA is going to take home the gold. So we made a little deal. If Canada wins gold, Ryan would have to wear a Canada Hockey t-shirt for the next podcast. But that's obviously not going to happen because they just lost the Czech. We're recording this on Saturday night right now, so the
USA game starts in an hour. Oh wait, who won the Sweden game? Actually, let's look that really quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, as Ryan's looking at that, horrible game against Czech. I mean, I almost cried.
I would cry if I were you. Honestly, it's embarrassing.
Going into the tournament, going into that game, I was just like, you know what? If they have a slow start, they're not going to win this game. And a bit of a slow start. They got scored on the first 45 seconds in the game, and then it was there.
I don't think I've ever seen. Oh, it's tied 3-3.
3-3. So yeah, I think America.
It's in overtime.
Jeez, I think America's going to win no matter what.
Oh, you didn't say that 20 minutes ago.
No, but just watching the game, if Finland wins, Canada already beat Finland 4-0. It's going to be like a cakewalk for the gold medal anyway. What do you want to say about Hockey Canada? Because
I kind of want Sweden to win because I'm pretty sure that's a USA-Sweden last 3 years in a row, which is nasty.
Yeah, I think Pelika has been a big part of that. He's so close to the blue line.
He's one guy, like, obviously he's good. Everyone knows who he is, but he's another guy who's really just showing, like, I'm the man this tournament. He's just
who would you pick for D of the tournament? Pelika or Cole Hudson?
Cole Hudson.
Really?
Cole Hudson. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think if they both make the finals, it's going to be who has the better game. I think it's pretty close right now.
Yeah, it's just the U.S. is just dominant. Obviously, Canada, not even medaling the last 2 years. Just kind of, you got to figure it out over there. But
I think
we know what we're doing. So that's all I'm going to say to all the.
I think if the roster was picked better, if we had a better roster, tons of top draft picks.
That's the best part. You could be so much better, and you probably would be in the gold medal game if you picked the. Hold on, because I feel like we talked about it briefly. However, we need to discuss the decisions on, because I saw it on Spain Chicklets, the decisions on this roster. All right, ready? Max Brady, NHL, can't take him. Beckett Seneke, not invited. Hayden Lindstrom, not invited. Tish Ginla, he's hurt, but he also wasn't invited. Carter Yakimchuk, not invited. Zane Parekh, not invited. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 top 10 picks from the draft last year, not even invited to camp. What do we think?
Before we sent over to the Murata interview, did you see the clip of the after the game? They interviewed like the head scout or like I don't know what it was.
He was like, the general manager. He was like, "Well, I think we did a great job." No, you didn't.
He's like, "I think we did a great job picking our team. We picked guys who want to work hard and score goals, but like they scored no goals." But
bro, no offense, but that's what the World Series is all about. You can't scrap. You can't do any of that. You got to have the most skill guys.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Hopefully they got it figured out for next year, because if we go 3 years in a row without medaling, dude, like
I've seen some roster predictions for next year, and their team is undoubtedly the best team.
I mean, this year though, on paper, yeah, there was guys that were left off, but it still didn't look like a bad roster though. Like Richie, McKenna, Cowan. I thought in the third period they played great, but just
I've heard a lot of not.
Yeah,
a lot of people aren't happy with certain people on Team Canada. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, dude, some guy threw his jersey on the ice when they lost. Like, bro,
yeah, that's a passionate man right there. That's a passionate man. I love it.
Anyway,
wants to be better, man. Can't complain about it.
Anyway, who should we send it to? We got Donovan or we got Murata? Who should we send it over to first?
Let's surprise the people.
Okay, we're just gonna send it over to one of the interviews now.
All right, everybody, welcome. We got Charlie Marada here, coming off a big win at the Marlies Invitational Tournament. Charlie, thank you for joining, man. He's part of the Don Mills Flyers 09 squad, really good team. So, yeah, Brady, I'll send it over to you.
Yeah, I mean, congrats on the win to you and your team. What were the feelings like coming into the weekend? Obviously, lost the Silver Stick tournament. Little unexpected. How did you guys bounce back and come back into this tournament?
We knew we needed a bounce back after the loss in the quarterfinals. As a group, we knew that we had the abilities to win that Silver Stick tournament, so it kind of stung at first. But we regrouped, and obviously we're working towards that end goal, which is the OHL Cup. But that Marlies tournament was huge for us. Gave us some confidence, and we ended off on a good note there.
Yeah, I mean, you guys beat JRC in the finals. Well, before that, you guys did good in the round robin. You only allowed one goal, and you guys scored 24 goals. So, like, what was that like coming into the round robin? What was that like? More of like revenge? Got to start off strong.
We were hungry, just working on the little things and preparing for the playoffs. Especially our forward check. I feel like our forwards were going there, and our D were finishing checks, and our goalies were playing good. Just the whole team was there, and we wanted to win.
Who'd you guys play in the round robin?
We played Waterloo, Brantford, Eastern Ontario Wild, and like Burlington. So
yeah, all right. Well, I think you ended up playing Waterloo again, but
yeah.
After the round robin, or I guess during the whole tourney, was there any like challenges that you guys faced, or like, because I know you guys had a pretty close game in the quarters too against Myers.
Yeah.
Were there any challenges your team faced or anything like that?
So at the end of the round robin, a top defender on our team, Peter Green, he got injured. He actually sprained his ankle, and he's a valuable piece to our team. So we had to step up, and then we already had another defenseman who was injured. So our forward, Lincoln Cummings, had to go play defense. Forward, yeah, he had to step up and play D, and he did a good job at that. And then in the quarters, is a close game. We faced the hot goalie. He was pretty good, and we got by, but good teams find a way to win.
How many guys did you have then? You guys had 2 guys missing for the playoffs in the tourney?
Yeah, we had 8 forwards and like 3 real D. So then we had to call up a 2010 and then put Lincoln Cummings back in D.
That's elite.
Short bench for you guys. Yeah, must have been must have been tiring. All right, final game, probably another big game, Little Caesars. You guys ended up winning that game in OT 4-3. How was that game? Who scored the winner, and how was that game like?
Oh yeah, they're just a wagon too. Great American team, very skilled, very fast. They got one early on us, I think, in the first 5 minutes. So they're pumped up, and then we tied it up a couple minutes later, which was huge. And then it was 1-1 going into the second, I think, and then we put up 2 right away. And then it's 3-1 going into the third. We're all excited, and I think we just let go, and then they got 2 in the third, tied it up, and we were scrambling the last 5 minutes. We were scrambling, but then we took a breather in overtime, and we were dominating all of overtime, getting chances, and then a really nice play from Tyler Lee to Lincoln Edwards to Caden Bell, and he buried the OT winner, which was huge.
Was it 3-on-3 overtime or 5-on-5?
Yeah. It was 5 minutes, 3-on-3.
Jeez.
Is that after? Yeah. Or? No, we don't have to worry about that.
I don't think so, but I think it just went to double overtime.
Yeah, man. Moving on to the finals, obviously you're playing against a really good JRC team. Beat them at Silver Sticks. So for you guys knowing how good and kind of how deep their team is, they got a lot of depth. What was it like going into that game? You and the boys' thoughts, kind of, what did you guys have to do to get the win there?
We knew we had to get a revenge. They beat us in the quarters in overtime. We knew that we had to bring it our all. Both teams are tired. It's 8 games in 4 days. So we knew that we just had to let whatever was out and just give it our all and we were hard on the forecheck that game, but JRC is a fast, skilled team. So just keep a high man, stay composed defensively, and just bury the chance that you get.
Was it like it was 3-0, but what was it like a
Mhm.
back and forth kind of game, or do you guys dominate most of the time?
I feel like it was closer than what the score was. It was 3-0 without an empty netter, but both teams had many good chances, and both goalies played really good. But we just ended up with the win.
W, man. I guess one more question. I guess how big is this for your team, like moving forward? Obviously the OHL Cup coming up. Like, how big is that just to get a tournament win under your belt, knowing you guys can win a tournament? And what are some goals for you guys, I guess, moving forward as a team?
Winning this tournament definitely gave us confidence. We needed that after last tournament's loss, and I think it's going to be really good for us. Just like giving us more confidence, knowing the abilities we have on this team and what things we can do when we're playing well. And yeah, working towards that OHL Cup, which will be it's like the biggest tournament, so we're excited for that.
Awesome, man. All right, thank you so much.
Thanks, boys.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for taking the time. Like I said, best of luck the rest of the season. Congrats on the weekend. Yeah, man. Best luck to you and the boys the rest of the year.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah, great conversation there with Murata. Learn more about their big tournament win from his team and himself. And next up here we got Alex Donovan, leading scorer at the Circle K Classic. Guy put up 20 points. Let's send it over to him.
Alex Donovan now. Alex, man, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. How you doing, man?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, I'm doing good. We just got back to school, so came off a big win on the tournament, so we're feeling good.
Congrats. What was it like, I guess, like before the tournament, going into the tournament? Like, what was your team like feeling like? Were you guys confident, or how was that like?
Yeah, well, the team went last year, so we have a couple guys from last year's team that played in the tournament. So they kind of gave us the rundown. They won last year, so we had pretty high hopes going into the tournament. We were coming off of winter break too, so guys all met at the tournament, so it was good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just kind of want to know. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nah, it's all you.
No. Okay, I just want to know, like, who'd you guys play in the round robin?
Just Canadian teams.
All Canadian teams.
Yeah, all Canadian teams.
Yeah, the team you guys played actually in the finals, Calgary, was your first round robin game. You guys won 9-3. So going to the final game, was it like for you guys, were you thinking like, all right, we already played these guys, we won 9-3. Is it going to be a cakewalk, or is it like we got to dial it in? What's going through your brains?
No, we knew they were going to come out hard because, a Calgary team in the championship, we knew it was a pretty packed game. So we knew the atmosphere was going to be in their favor. Also, they had their starting goalie who had been playing. We didn't play their starter in the first game. So when he came and played in the championship, he stood on his head. So we kind of knew we were getting ourselves into like a good, hard-fought game. So it wasn't going to be easy.
That's the other thing I want to ask you guys about, like the atmosphere for you. What was it like kind of playing in that big rink with a ton of people for you and your team? I'm sure it's probably the biggest crowd you've played against so far this year. So what's it like kind of coming out for warm-ups and seeing all those people there? And also kind of knowing that you're the underdog because they're supporting the Calgary team for the most part. So what was those feelings like for you and your boys?
Yeah. Well, when we talked to our guys who were there last year, they played an American team in the championship. So the way they were describing it, like the championship didn't have that many people, but there was more in their semifinal game. But when we saw that the Calgary team won, like we kind of knew it was going to be a pretty packed game. Families in Calgary were still on break, obviously. It was New Year's, so we knew it was going to be a pretty good crowd. And right off the rip, they were definitely cheering against our favor, so that was pretty cool.
I just want to talk about maybe like the semifinal game because you guys played like the second ranked team in Canada. And I think it scored like 7-3 or 7-2 or something. So what was that game like? Obviously a really good team. And it seemed like you guys didn't have much trouble against them either.
Yeah, I mean, they were all, that was a good team. They came out hot. A lot of these teams actually gave us good challenge, but our forward and our goal scoring was, fire in all tournaments. So those teams came out hard. They played us pretty tight, but our guys, we were scoring. So sometimes the scores didn't really reflect how close the game actually was.
Yeah. So what? Obviously a sick picture here. Do they like give you the jerseys like to keep?
Yeah, we kept those jerseys actually. Yeah,
that's pretty sweet. And the hats too.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. Obviously the fans, all you could see in the back wasn't
yeah,
much
they all dipped.
the team they were rooting for didn't win, but yeah, keeping those jerseys, wearing those was pretty sweet.
You have like
one thing I want to ask you. I feel like we kind of have to bring it up. Most hockey players don't like to talk about it, but for you, 20 points in 6 games, just a ridiculous weekend from you and your team. Like the other guys lit it up as well. For you, what was it like being the leading scorer on the weekend, and your line mates also, like I said, had a hell of a weekend. So for you, what was that like, kind of being the leading scorer in the tournament, putting up 20 points in 6 games? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was just good. Things started to click. We've had guys in and out of the lineup. We got a guy who's out in the World Juniors playing for Latvia. We had injuries. So in my line specifically, Graham Jones, he was out for a bit with a wrist injury. So his first game back was in Calgary. So it was good to get our line back, and it started snapping right away.
Do you have like a favorite memory of the tournament, like a big goal you scored, or was it just like winning at the end was the best for you?
It was pretty cool. Our first game, it was actually pretty packed. It was at that new Seven Chiefs rink. We didn't really know what to expect. We came out for warm-ups. It was pretty packed, and my line actually started that game, and we scored 20 seconds into the game. So it was kind of like a welcome to the tournament, like good way to get things going.
Pretty sick goal.
25 seconds into the game. Oh, you scored.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Kind of moving on from the weekend a little bit. You're committed to Denver. What went into that decision for you? Obviously, your team is the number 1 U18 team, I guess, in the world. So tons of scouts at all your games. What kind of made you choose Denver? How was your visit and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I had toured. I'm from out east, obviously. I had toured Eastern schools. I had toured some, location wasn't really what was on my mind. I toured a bunch of schools, and once I toured Denver, like it felt like home right away. I knew that's where I wanted to go. So, right from the tour, I knew that, that's the spot I wanted to go to. So, yeah.
Are you boys with any other guys who are committed to Denver?
Yeah, actually, a lot of them.
Right?
Yeah. This summer, I played at the Hlinka tournament with the Sam Spihar kid. I played 14U Shattuck with Sachin, who's in the Western League now. Couple commits I'm buddies with, which is pretty cool.
I guess like moving forward, you guys is like Natties. Where's Natties for you guys this year?
This year it's in Pittsburgh. Last year we were in Vegas, which was pretty sweet. But
yeah,
this year
I know
we're in Pittsburgh.
In Vegas. So I guess how big is this tournament win to know you guys can win at these big events? Like moving on to the next tournament, what are you gonna take? What do you think the biggest thing you're gonna take from this tournament?
Yeah. Well, as our 07 age group, we haven't won our national championship yet. 2 national championship losses. So kind of just like winning a tournament in the regular season, boosting confidence, that's going to help most going into Natties.
Yeah. Do you guys also do like the PHC championship? Are you doing that again too?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
I think we might be hosting, but we were in Boston a month ago or so before Thanksgiving break. We were just out in St. Andrews. And we're heading out to Culver this weekend. So the PHC's kicked off, and it's been pretty good.
Yeah, hopefully. I know you guys, the UA team won that again last year, right? And St. Andrews hosted. So hopefully you guys can win that again this year. But yeah, Ryan, do you have anything else, or is that?
I feel like we kind of have to ask. Obviously, you're the first Shattuck guy that we've had on. So for you, right? First Shattuck guy, Brady?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So first Shattuck guy, if you want to talk about school a little bit, like what went into your decision with Shattuck and obviously the program, the history behind it's ridiculous.
I played 9 years out in mid Fairfield. That's my home area. I played 9 years there. It was great. But, coming to high school time, I knew like I needed to, step out, challenge myself. There, could have been New England prep school, could have been something else, but just kind of hearing about Shattuck, them reaching out, like the program's history, the names that have gone through here, and then touring, like it's the hockey place to be. So, it was a tough decision to leave home at a young age, but it's been worth it. So,
yeah, are you guys on the ice like every day, or because I know the
every
rinks
day,
like
yeah.
Yeah, what's your schedule like? I gotta hear it.
Well, we've got a couple classes in the mornings, and then our practice is at the end of the day. But each team's got like a different practice time throughout the day because we got a lot of teams here. So last year, my practice was in the middle of the day, and I'd have some classes, then practice, then go back to class. This year, our practice is at the end of the day, like the last few class periods. So we've got our class, and then our practice cuts into the end of the day. So every day our practice is at the same time. We've got workouts after practices. So it's pretty consistent. Each day looks pretty similar, but we travel enough to like get out of the repetitiveness. So it's good.
Do you guys play against the program this year?
We don't. No, we haven't played them for a couple of years. But last time when they came to Shattuck actually beat them.
Yeah, you guys beat them. I remember Eiserman scored like 3 goals or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, man. Brady, you got anything else?
No, dude, that's it. Thank you so much. You'd come on, talk about the tournament, and best of luck in the rest of the season.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you taking the time, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys.